I studied opera with an opera coach in Sherman Oaks.
Is that right?
I
And
should.
okay, let's get into that. What got you into opera?
When I came out, first off, I love LA, and I've spent a lot of time in LA. It's like second home to me. And I'm not, yes, I'm not ashamed to say it. I love Los Angeles. Um, my wife is from Los Angeles too, so
Oh,
uh,
hey.
yeah, uh, yeah, that happened when I was making a solo album for Geffen, and when I basically just moved out there for a year or so, and really threw everything in my truck and just moved out, just drove out there and moved out and lived in an apartment they put me up in Brentwood, not Brentwood, Westwood. And when I got there, I said, "By the way, do you guys do? Is there any way I can take, some vocal lessons? I mean, I've been singing for years, but I'm probably not doing it right, you know." And they're like, "Oh, well, now we'd never suggest that, or, but if you want to, they did this whole song and dance. They're very nice about it." And I said, "Yeah, I'm asking you, can I do that?" And well, of course. But now remember, we're not suggesting. We don't think you need to do it. And, yeah, let's just get that out of the way. Are you going to pay for it? Which means, yeah, I'm going to pay for it, really. But yeah, you guys going to front money for it? Yes, of course. And we've got just the guy. And Ron, I can't think of Ron's last name. He just passed away a couple of years ago. But he had trained all of these uh, screamers like you know the hair metal bands.
Your mail, right?
I'm
Exactly.
thinking Axl Rose.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Axl Rose was one of his students for sure. He knew him really well. I never met Axl. The same guy signed us. Interestingly, so
Hmm.
Zutah was always sort of trying to figure out a way to put us together. It's like, well, that's not going to make any sense. Why would we do this? That they won't want to have anything to do with me. Anyway, so that's how I did that. That's how I ended up studying with an opera coach. It was great. He was like a real drill sergeant. He'd make you show up at his place in Sherman Oaks at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that meant you had to get up at like 5,
Hmm.
do everything and then get on the 405 and, get up there and he'd like drill you away. And by 8 o'clock, then you were free and you could go do the rest of your day. But yeah, he was great.
Was it all like breathing exercises, or
Yeah, it
just
was
kind of?
everything. I mean, I did
Yeah.
this for like 6 months or something like that every day at seven
Is
o'clock
that
in
so an opera? Were you actually learning opera, or is it just because of the
no,
talent
no,
of an opera?
yeah, no, that was his background, and he trained opera singers. He did not train me as an opera singer. He just
Okay.
trained me with technique. No, I cannot sing opera.
Yeah, I do
I
remember, and I
my
do
own.
remember like in the late '80s about where you would read about hair metal bands and
Mhm.
singers and going to a certain teacher. It was probably this guy that
Yeah,
kind
and
of, because
Sean,
they are always belting out like at high volume, and you just kind of you gotta learn how to control your breath and
well,
in your singing.
the scream, the thing,
Yeah.
that's not from the throat. Everybody thinks it is automatically. It's not. It's from up in here. It's up in the nose and everything's kind of like that.
Ooh.
And it's actually a 17th century opera technique. And I know this because of Ron. And
Yeah.
so I have never
So,
gone
Davey,
and searched to find, like, what opera has that.